The second science that the Muslim scholars invented is called presentation or prosody, the science of ilm al-urud in Arabic. It is often called ilm al-shi'r. The science of expositions or prosody is concerned with Arabic poetry, as it is that science that means the principles by which true poetry is known from the corrupt, or it is a science in which searches for the origins of considered scales, or it is the balance of poetry by which a broken one is known from the authentic, or it is an industry in which the true scale of Arabic poetry is known from its corrupt and weak. As Ahmed Al-Hashimi said in his book ميزان الذهب في صناعة شعر العرب, ميزان الذهب في صناعة شعر العرب, the scale of gold in innovation of the Arab poems. Al-Khalil ibn Ahmad al-Farahidi is the inventor of the science of the shows or presentation, or prosody, ilm al-urud. The invention and extraction of this science is attributed to Al-Khalil ibn Ahmad al-Farahidi, Sheikh of Sebawayh, and the compiler of the book Al-Ain, in Arabic Al-Ain, Kitab al-Ain, the book of the eye, the first lexicon to define the language of a nation from among the nations of the world, where the poems of the Arabs were traced and limited to 15 scales, and called each of them a sea or al-Bahr, and it is said that Ahmed al-Farahidi invented this science and al-Farabi defined it. Another philosopher, poet, and the linguist al-Farabi was also born in Turkey. The historian Hamza ibn al-Hasan al-Asbahani says the state of Islam did not produce an innovation for sciences that Arab scholars had no origins except from Al-Khalil, which means that everything was derived from Al-Khalil al-Farahidi. If these days were old and his drawings were far away, then some nations would doubt that he would have created something that no one has made since the creation of the world. From his invention of the science that I mentioned, and from his founding the construction of the book Al-Ain, or the book of the eye, that defines the language of a nation from all nations. Then from its supply of knowledge, Sebawayh came to pursue the science of syntax by including his book, which is the adornment of the Islamic State. Excuse me. Another historian, Al-Yafei, said in his book مرآة الجنان وعبرة اليقظان في معرفة حوادث الزمان. مرآة الجنان وعبرة اليقظان في معرفة حوادث الزمان. And he, Al-Khalil, in his invention of the science of performances, which is to the validity of poetry, and its corruption is a balance, like Aristotle, the wise man, in his invention of the science of logic, which is the balance of meanings and the validity of the proof. Subject matter of presentation, or موضوع علم العروض, or the subject of the science of performances of Arabic poetry, in terms of its weight by specific scales. Excuse me. And its benefits is in distinguishing poetry from prose, and the organizer is safe from mixing C's with each other. Because of the great similarities, the subtlety of the differences between them, the safety of breaking weight or scale or breaching it, ensuring that poetry is read correctly according to scales, and helping to compose poetry by knowing the sound, syllables, the scales of it from the broken weight or the scales. Some of the scales of presentation, or بحور علم العروض, Al-Khalil has restricted poetry to 16 Cs, or al-Bahr, by extrapolating from words of the Arabs whom God has assigned to them. And the Cs are long, prolonged, simple, plentiful, complete, vocal, shaky, sand, fast, dissolved, light, present, uprooted, convergent, and also al-mudaddaq. Excuse me. In Arabic, it's الطويل, البحر الطويل, البحر المديد, البسيط, الوافر, الكامل, الهج, الرجز, الرمل, السريع, المنسرح, الخفيف, المضارع, المقتضب, المجتث, المتقارب, المتدارك. Abu Tahir al-Baydawi called it the Bahr of Musarrad in two horses. And actually he made a poem about this seas. طويل يمد البسط بالوفر كامل ويهجز في رجس ويرمل مسرعا فسرح خفيفا دارعا يقتضب لنا من اجتث من قرب لندرك مطمعا. Subhanallah, these people were so, intellectual that even in creating signs, they made a poem to remember those seas of the poems. Scholars have written books in the shows, the most famous of which are Ibn al-Hajib, Al-Khatib al-Tabrizi, and Khazraji, and Aminuddin al-Mahalli in his book The Healing of the Sick in the Knowledge of Al-Khalil, Shifa'u al-Alil fi Ilm al-Khalil. The number three, the third sciences the Arab linguists created or invented is lexicography. Dr. Adnan al-Khatib says if the language boosts itself in its lexicon, then all the pride is due to the mother of the languages, the language of the Dad. فالفخر كل الفخر لأمها الداد, because the world did not know a nation like the Arabs. So other nations took care of their language and sought to collect and write it and research its vocabulary and follow the meaning of one letter of its letters according to its positions in the single word. The lexicon, its definition and importance. The dictionary is defined as a book that includes a large number of language vocabulary, arranged in a specific order, coupled with its pronunciation, explanation, and interpretation of its meanings, and it's sometimes called the name of the dictionary. And the importance of the dictionary is due to the fact that it contains the meanings of many words that cannot be surrounded by one individual of the members of that language, no matter how keen it is to investigate these words. And the vocabulary of the language is distributed among the members of its words and meanings, each according to its environment and culture. The idea of the dictionary began with the Arabs. After the revelation of the Quran, the assimilation of many dialects of the Arabs in it, the entry of non-Arabs into Islam, and the tractability of some of the vocabulary of the Quran for many of them, which required an explanation of the Quran, Hadith, and the language of the Arabs in general. For Arab scholars, the dictionary industry or invention was derived exclusively from the Arab heritage. Therefore, it was considered an innovation from the innovations of Arab scholars, and they preceded them. They surpassed others in making the dictionary, and its methods varied among them, and its types differed according to the richest studies about it, until it was acknowledged by others from scholars of other languages, um, like such as the German Orientalist August Fischer, who said in 1865-1949 Christian era, if we exclude China, there is no other people entitled to be proud. The sciences of their language and the early senses of the need to harmonize its vocabulary were written according to the principles and rules of non-Arabs. The great Orientalist John Haywood, the chief professor of Arabic studies at the University of Durham in England, in his book Lexi- Lexicography in Arabic and the Arabs, had a comprehensive lexicon called Lisan Al-Arab لابن Manthur, without which the dictionaries of all the languages were accurate and comprehensive before the 19th century. Some of the types of the Arabic dictionaries, some of them are general lexicons, and there were many types actually of dictionaries in the Arabic language. And dictionaries in their general and comprehensive meaning appeared, or general dictionaries which appeared in the second half of the second century after the Hijrah. And their types and method varied and began with the compilation of Al-Khalil bin Ahmad al-Farahidi of his dictionary called Al-Ain or Mu'jam al-Ain, which adopted the classification and arrangement of its material on the letters of the alphabet according to its phonemic exits. Abu Ali al-Qadi was traced in his Al-Bari' dictionary, where it was arranged according to the exits of the letters, which is the first dictionary to appear in Andalusia in Spain at that time. As for Abu Nasr al-Jawhari, he updated a method for arranging his dictionary as Sahah, in which he contradicted what was written before him. He followed the alphabetic order, but he excluded himself in taking the method of arranging the words inside the chapters according to the last letter. In the late 5th and early 6th centuries after the Hijrah, Az-Zamakhshari composed his dictionary, The Basis of Rhetoric, Asasul Balagha, in which he was unique in following the alphabetic method. He arranged the words according to their firsts, their seconds, and thirds, which is the method that the modern dictionaries have used in arranging words. Alif, Ba, Ta, as stated by Yaqut in his dictionary and other translators. On the surrounding dictionary, in composing his dictionary called Crown of the Bride from the dictionary Jewels, and he added to it in that he talked about the letters of each chapter in his dictionary, indicating the characteristics of that letter in its linguistic uses. Lexicons and or pronunciations and meaning. These lexicons were basically introduced to explain the meaning of the Arabic words, as well as to explore the etymology of the word. The purpose of these lexicons is to find more meaning, where the writer is able to explain his view of point in many different views. Arab or Muslim scholars have invented many sciences. We'll keep talking inshallah about them. We'll keep you informed about all these Arabic sciences one by one inshallah. And if you have any questions, please feel free to always reach out. Till then, jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Greetings of peace, mercy, and blessings, everyone.